Howdy everyone, Pete Daddy here. We have some big news today. Icon Swaps 4 is here. It was a bit of a shock when a couple days ago I started seeing some rumblings in the FIFA community about Icon Swaps 4 coming. I thought for sure we were done with Icon Swaps after Icon Swaps 3, but hey, let's give EA some bagels for Icon Swaps 4.
We got bagels! Whoa!
I'm going to go over all of Icon Swaps 4. I'm going to let you know what you need to do to get the tokens. Going to let you know the best way to spend your tokens. But before we begin, if you're new here, make sure to subscribe down below. I'd really appreciate it. So just to give you a general overview of how Icon Swaps works for anyone who hasn't been able to play it. I know for me personally, I just got my PlayStation 5, so this is like a godsend getting some of this stuff into the club. I remember just even on my main account on my Xbox playing Icon Swaps 3, just some of these packs that are going to help out. But the way it's going to work, right now we can get 9 Icon Swaps tokens, and I believe on August 30th or September 1st, somewhere in that neighborhood, you can get 9 more. So you can get a total of 18. But remember that you're going to be waiting. If you want something that costs more than 9 Icon Swaps tokens, you're going to be waiting until at least September, reasonably to get all of them done. If you want something that costs 15, 16, 17 Icon Swaps tokens. So just keep that in mind. Right now, you can earn 9, and then in like 3 weeks, I guess that's about right, 20 days, roughly, 3 weeks, you'll be able to get 9 more tokens. So let's see what you have to do. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Let's go back into our objectives. They're not in the main objectives, which is where they normally have been. They're in milestones this time. So let's go down and see what you need to do. So you can get 6 from this section, and notice we have silvers, UCL, Eredivisie, and Italian players, all in squad battles. However, you can combine these. They have lowered the requirements. I believe it was 6 squad battles games. Don't think it was 7. It could have been 7, but I want to say it was 6. Now it's only win 5 squad battles matches, so it's with silver players, UCL players, Eredivisie, and Italian. So the best way you can combine this, if you have a team of UCL, that's like the Champions League cards, I'm pretty sure man of the match cards and road to the finals cards count. But I would just try to keep it safe with the rare and the common. Maybe someone can let me know in the comments down below if they test it out. But if you have a team of 11 UCL Italian players, then you only have to play 5 squad battles matches instead of 10. Same thing if you have a squad of 11 silver Eredivisie players. Then you can combine them, have a full starting 11 of 11 silver Eredivisie. Then on your bench, you can have Neymar, Mbappe, Cruyff, whoever you want. You can bring them on as a sub to help you out. But you can start a match with 11 silver Eredivisie players, and you can get 4 Icon Swaps tokens in just 10 squad battles games instead of 20. So that is what I always recommend. I also recommend that is a great trading opportunity. Generally, the silver and Eredivisie cards will rise up. Silver and Italian cards may rise a little bit, but maybe not quite as much. It is also possible to do a UCL Eredivisie team, but there's less cards to choose from. But so some of those cards are going to rise up. You can kind of try to bid them. I've made 40, 50,000 coins before. We had like UCL and Portuguese, and I just spent I was just out waiting in a appointment room or something, and I was able to just play on my phone and won like 10 UCL Portuguese players on bid. Ended up selling them, made like 40, 50,000 coins. Now, I'm not saying that's a guarantee, but if you can just kind of bid on them, those are going to be in very much high value for the next couple days. The problem is if you do end up spending coins on those, you want to try to knock these out as quick as possible so you can resell them and not lose as many coins, because in a few days the market for these are just going to keep ticking down, because the people right now are trying to get it done first and fast, are going to be spending the most. If you don't have the coins or you need to save on coins, maybe try to grind for some of the other ones and then come back and buy the cards you need in a week or so. So just kind of keep that in mind. The next 2, we have win 8 weekend league matches. This is down, I believe it was win 15 weekend league matches before. The only downside to that is if you need another Icon Swap token for your weekend league team, you're going to have a weekend league team to get this next Icon Swap token, if that makes sense. So 1 token, you will have to wait for weekend league. And then rivals, this one I still think, this was down from 20, but I feel like they can make this 10. That's still a lot of rivals matches to play, but scoring 15 separate rivals matches using first owned players. So it's not that hard, but just make sure, you know, if you've bought CR7 and you've bought Summer Stars Neymar and you've bought Sterling, you know, you've bought all these cards, make sure you've got at least some first owned players in your team. And what first owned means, if you completed an SBC of that player, like if you completed the Cruyff SBC, he's a first owned player. If you packed him, he's a first owned player. If you bought him, then he's not a first owned player. The next three are going to take place in friendlies, and these are generally, people play golden goal in these, is all I will say. These can go so fast if people play golden goal. Sometimes you don't have people play golden goal, you end up having to play the whole match, and you can almost get a whole section done and the time that it takes to play one full match. But what you have to do on this one, you have to have 8 first-owned Premier League players, 8 first-owned Serie A players, and 8 first-owned Bundesliga players. And you'll have to win 4 matches, which will be no problem if people play golden goal. You should end up winning all of your matches, winning all 10. For Premier League, you do have to do finesse shots. And if you don't know how to do finesse shots, it's the R1 or RB button on your controller. Hold that in while you press the shoot button, and they'll do kind of that side foot animation, and that'll be a finesse shot. I'm not a huge fan of that because it's like, sometimes you're just in on goal and you want to score, but you have to change. You have to like kind of get it onto your good shooting position for a finesse shot. So it's mildly frustrating, but you know, it is what it is on that. I wouldn't worry too much. And then the other thing, assist in 10 separate matches. So if you win a penalty and score, it doesn't really help you on this one. If you turn the ball over, you know, you're pressing and you turn the ball over and you go in and score, doesn't really help you. So you need to make sure when you're playing with your Premier League players, it's got to be on an assist. So if you steal the ball, you may as well just wait for someone else, because if you score and your opponent leaves, it didn't really help you anyway. So the Serie A one's a little bit better because this is just score in 10 separate matches. Now notice it does say using Serie A players, so if you've got Cruyff as one of your players, or Pele, or Ronaldinho, or someone like that, and you score with him and your opponent leaves, did not help you. So make sure you've got just Serie A, Serie A, Serie A. And then assist with the through ball in 6 separate matches. This one I don't mind quite as much because through balls are so OP in FIFA 21, and that's just how we score so many of our goals. So it just seems like we end up with through ball assist, and it doesn't have to be an actual like through ball. You know, like you've got your midfielder, you've got your runner, and you put that beautiful through ball in. It can be. I've had these count when my player is on the goal line. I hit the through ball button and he passes backwards, and my opponent, teammate bangs it in. So it doesn't have to be like even a forward through ball. As long as you hit that through ball, which is triangle or Y on Xbox, that's going to count as a through ball. Same thing on Bundesliga, 8 first own. You have to score with Bundesliga players, and you have to do the through ball. So if you do all of these, this will give you 9 icon swaps tokens. So then the question becomes, how do you spend them? So we're going to go over to squad building challenges. It's under the swaps tab. So if we go to swaps, we're going to see what we start off with, and you see right there, the very beginning, for 1 token, you can get an 81 plus rare players pack times 25. For 2 tokens, 83 plus rare players pack times 25. For 3 tokens, 84 plus rare players pack times 20. And then you can get Kaka's Moments card for 4 swaps tokens. That is a phenomenal value. Now, Kaka, I have actually played with him. Can I go see him? Okay, yeah. So he is a little bit taller. He's 6'1", but I played with him on my main account. He is a very, very good icon. I will talk about what I think you should spend him on in just a minute, but let's go over what the rewards are and what you can get. But Kaka, 5-star skill moves, 4-star weak foot. His pace is next level. Now, he is a little bit taller, but notice his agility and balance is really nice. And for anyone who played with Kaka in FIFA 20, I played with him. I hated him in FIFA 20, so I was a little skeptical playing with him in FIFA 21, but I had his Moments card. I want to say it was even at a time where I paid like 1.8 million to 2 million coins, somewhere. Maybe it may have been 1.4. I don't know. It was a lot of coins that I paid for him at the time. It was when he was still expensive and was a very good icon. So I could potentially end up going for Kaka because the way I just started my account on PlayStation, so I've only played for like 2 or 3 days. So a nice icon would really help me link because you're getting Team of the Season from Bundesliga, Team of the Season Serie A, Team of the Season's Premier League. So you kind of sometimes need an icon to link some stuff together. Kaka could be great, but I'm going to wait and see on what we end up doing for there. As we keep going, we see the 92 plus icon moments player pick. This is 1 of 5. So I think that could be a good value because what we've been having, I've had some terrible luck with these over the year. I've even got a video on the channel of me opening up a lot of my icon packs this year and how terrible they were. But this one is 1 of 5. I think what we've been having is 1 of 3. So maybe the 1 of 5 would make it worth it. I think it's priced fairly at 5 swaps tokens. So this one is something to keep in mind. The next one, we are talking about Eusebio. We're talking about the base version of Eusebio. Now, people may be like, well, why didn't even at least give us the mid? The base version of Eusebio is considered better than his mid. But just for me personally, I would not really want to play with a base icon in August. I mean, maybe if this was January. But just the thought of having a base icon in my team in August just does not excite me. So I'm not going to get Eusebio. I have loved Eusebio in previous FIFAs. Don't get me wrong. I haven't played with him except in drafts, but I've heard that Eusebio is nowhere near as good this year as he has been in FIFA 20 and FIFA 19. 94 plus icon moments attacker or midfielder pack. I think this could be a phenomenal value. This gets away a lot of the bad icons. So 94 plus, you're talking you could get Hullet, but you could also get, well, no, I was going to say you could get Baresi. You can't even get Baresi because he's a defender. So it gets rid of some of the garbage. So this one could be worthwhile. I'm going to maybe think about some of these. I don't know. Then we're talking about 93 plus icon moments attacker player pick. And this one's 1 of 5. This one's also really interesting. I feel like if you're someone who has a massive team, though, you're still going to be wanting to get some of these done. That's just kind of the way I feel, but we'll talk about all of that in just a minute. Then we're going to get on to some of the prizes. So let me just point this out again. Diego Maradona's, what is this, his prime version. So the prime version of Maradona is 9 tokens. If you want anyone past Maradona, so if you want this mid Pele, if you want anything further, you're going to have to wait until that September 1st date or, 3 weeks away. So you're going to be waiting. You're going to have to wait a while. So, oh, I really want Pele in my team. Well, remember, you're not going to get him until September. So that's part of what is going to come into play when I recommend what I think you should be looking at. So if you want Maradona, you could have Maradona done. Get him into your club after you get your 8 weekend league wins and have Maradona in your team and be happy and smile. If you want Pele, you're waiting 3 weeks. So that's just kind of the way this comes in. And 3 weeks at this stage of the year is massive because we're talking about the new game coming out in just, less than 2 months. So coming out pretty quick. So just keep that in mind. Anything past here, you're going to have to wait a while. But we're talking mid Pele, 94 plus prime or moments player pick. Not sure why they added the prime to this, but I'd rather this just be a moments. But it's still interesting. I don't know if it's worth waiting for the 11. Now this is one that I feel is really interesting. 95 plus icon moments pack, exchange 12 to get 1 moments card rated 95 or higher. There are only 10 moments icons rated 95 or higher. The worst thing you could get from this is Yashin. This one is interesting to me, but you might want to wait and see. Again, you're going to be waiting 3 weeks. But if you want to do this one, you might want to wait and see what people are packing, because if people are just getting Yashin, it's not going to be worth it. The next worst one, I think, Garencha and Puskas are the other 295s that, you may be like, man, they're okay, but not exactly what I want. So Yashin, Garencha, and Puskas are all 95s, but then you're talking like Ronaldinho, you're talking R9, you're talking Pele, Maradona, Ronaldinho, Cruyff. So the other ones are just absolutely massive. So you've got a 70% chance of getting something massive. And of course, that's what I'm saying. It may be weighted where 98% of the packs are getting Yashin, 1% of the packs are getting Garencha, 0.9% are getting Puskas, and then the rest are, 1 out of a million are getting something decent. So that's the only bad thing about this. 94 plus prime or moments attacker player pick. Again, if you're waiting until September, I would just wait for maybe this one, and just spend 2 more tokens, just because the thought of getting the prime version instead of the moments version is frustrating. 15 tokens for Moments Maldini. I don't really think it's worth waiting that long just to get Moments Maldini. We have so many epic defenders in the game already. I would rather just buy Path to Glory, either Militao, or even use a kanji that was available for free in Objective. So that's just how I feel. So I would not spend 15 tokens on Maldini unless you just love Italian football, and that's understandable. Maldini's a great card, don't get me wrong. I just don't think he's worth 15 icon swaps tokens at this stage of the game. 94 plus icon moments player pick. You can get 1 of 5 icon moments rated 94 or higher. That's very interesting. And then this one is very interesting. 17. This is the first like massive card we've been able to get from icon swaps, and this is Moments Zidane, available for 17 icon swaps. So if this were my main account, I would very much consider doing Zidane and doing this one icon swaps player, or doing one icon swaps token for an 81 plus rare players pack times 25, because Zidane is such a massive icon. It would be fun just to have him, test him out in the team. He's 5-star, 5-star. Again, he's 6'1", but in the midfield, he just is very dominant. I've had him multiple times in drafts. So it maybe would be fun to have Zidane in your team for the last month or so of FIFA. I don't know. That one does give me a lot of consideration. You know, if you're talking about some of these, you know, you may end up with something. We're talking about ending up with like Yashin or Garencha or some of those types of players. I would almost rather save up for 17 and get that guaranteed Zidane, get that guaranteed epic card. So that's maybe what I'll consider if you're someone who wants to save up a lot. But I'll tell you what I think the best course of action is and what I am planning on doing. So what I'm going to try to do is definitely do this 81 plus rare players pack times 25, the 83 plus rare players pack times 25, and the 84 plus rare players pack times 20. One of the biggest reasons is you're going to get tons and tons of fodder. I mean, there's lots of stuff out there. One caveat I will say is right now we've got footies cards in the club. I mean, our footies team 2, where you've got team of the season Neymar and team of the season Mbappe. Those are going to expire on Friday, and we should have another batch of cards. Are we going to get Summer Stars cards? Are we going to get Path to Glory cards? You know, so that could be something to kind of keep in mind. Maybe you don't want to open up these today. Maybe you want to save them for Friday. I don't know. We'll have to play around with that a little bit. I'll have to read a little bit more, but I'm thinking it feels like Summer Stars because the chance of packing Summer Stars Neymar, Summer Stars Sterling, some of these Path to Glory, Acuna, you know, Path to Glory, even Eden Hazard's Path to Glory card is epic. So some of those Summer Stars and Path to Glory cards are better than the Team of the Season cards that are available right now. So I would maybe consider waiting till Friday, but these packs are always insane. And what I'm saying on this also is some of the SBCs we're getting now are better than most of the icon cards. So for example, we have a Dybala SBC out there right now. You can open up a couple of these and basically just finish Dybala just from these packs. And Dybala is going to play in game better than 98% of icons. And that's just the way it is right now. We have such a shift in power curve that regular footies players are going to be better than most icons at this stage of the game, just because of the way the power curve just keeps ramping up. If you're talking about Kaka 5 months ago when he was maybe available, then he's going to be better than what was available at the time. But now footies Dybala, footies El Shaarawy, you know, just all these cards are so massively boosted. It makes icons really, outside of just the top few, only helpful to help you link the team. So just kind of keep that in mind. I may end up doing Kaka. If I do Kaka, what I would do the 83 plus times 25, the 84 plus times 20, that would be 5, and then I would do Kaka, which would be 9. So that would be a very nice route to go. Then next time when they come around, you will have 81 plus times 25 to do. Then you could also do something like this 94 plus icon moments attacker or mid pack, or you could do Eusebio, or you could do something, you know, something like this. You know, I'm thinking that's what we're going to plan on doing here. I'm going to open up these two 1,000,000%, 83 and 84. Then I'll decide if I want Kaka in the team or if I want to just do another 81 plus. Then what we would do next time when we get our next 9, then we can do this 94 plus icon moments attacker or mid pack, or we can do this 93 plus icon moments attacker player pick. That might be kind of fun because it's 1 of 5 icon moments attackers. So next time we could do 8 and one, and then that would work, and we'd have another icon to go with Kaka if we need to. So I feel like those are the best value. If you're someone who has a massive, massive team and you want something epic, then I would say save up for Zidane. I would just kind of skip. I mean, although these are lots of fun, you're not guaranteed anything epic. With Zidane, you're guaranteed an epic card. So I still feel like even on my main account, if I do end up doing any of these, I still may just try to open up some of these, especially if they end up putting Summer Stars out in packs, because the chance of getting Summer Stars Neymar, Summer Stars CR7, Summer Stars Messi, just some of these just absolutely insane cards they've released recently may still outweigh the thought of playing with Zidane in the team. But anyways, guys, this is going to wrap it up for now. Thanks so much for watching. If you're new here, make sure to subscribe down below. Check the description, join my Discord server. But I will see you guys soon. Take care. Bye.